It's been so long. I'm missing you, baby. I won't be neglected, and I won't be denied the pleasure of your kisses, the pleasure of your smile. That's because I miss y'all, okay? I miss y'all. I've been MIA. I was like, how did I let 2 weeks go by? How are we already on Tuesday? I'm recording this on Monday. How I owe y'all number 3 and number 4. You know what? Just put on a little lip, forget your eyelashes, go on there naked eye, and say hello to the people and give them what they came for. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, lifestyle coach. We are reviewing Put a Ring on It, season 2, episodes number 3 and 4. I'm gonna try and make it quick, but you know that's not no guarantee since I'm doing 2, but they're kind of easy, so we're gonna see. Listen, like I said, I've been busy. I've been preparing for Hawaii, and just, you know, trying to get shit in before it was time to go, right? Ooh, I better save that because I want to say it somewhere else. But I'm gonna try and put a ring on it, record it and everything, and upload it from Hawaii. So we'll see how that works and if the lighting works good, etc., for the next episode, which is 5. So we starting with 3. This week, remember, they were dating all in the same place. You and your spouse, and their dates are you and your partners, your boos, your baes, your love interests are dating in the same place at the same time. How are you going to handle that? Can you handle that? I think that's hard for anybody, but I feel like if you aren't secure, this could be a recipe for disaster. If you have trust issues, recipe for disaster. Insecurities, did I say that? Jealousy, recipe for disaster. Controlling, obsessive, possessive, recipe for disaster. And we see it right here in front of us. Dr. Nicole tells them that this is an exercise in trust. Do you trust your partner? And self-reassurance. Like, you know, knowing who I am and knowing that I am good enough. And though my mate or love interest is right over there having a date too, I can handle it. That, I don't care how long you've been married. I don't care how secure you are. It could make you feel away in the inside. I mean, just knowing that your boo is on a date with somebody is enough to send you through the roof, let alone be in the same room. I don't know. I don't care. I am on a date too. I'm gonna have to mentally prepare myself for what is going to happen, what the possibilities are, how they might vibe, what the chemistry is she fine? Like, even though I'm pretty confident for the most part in the shit that I have issues with, I work through, I know that I could see myself having to do some self-healing, pre-healing, right? Pre-shadow work, preemptive work, so that I can be prepared for what is going to come. And she did notify them, and if these women had done the work, these men as well, I think it would have went off a little better than it was, or than it did. Damn, I've been talking a lot already, and I ain't said nothing about the episode. Okay, so let's go. First, we see Eric and Jessica. Jessica has a date with Clarence, who's a bodybuilder, and baby, he does have a body. He is very much so attractive. I mean, you know, he ain't fine, but he is attractive, right? He might could get it. Anyway, I don't never talk like that to y'all, but it is what it is. He got his little dimples and his smile, you know, and then I was shocked to see that when he picked her up, Eric was pleasant, you know, wished her a well and to have a good time. But you know, in the back of his mind, he knew he was gonna be there with them. He knew he gonna ride with his date too. And then you saw LaRonda and Sean, and Sean's insecurities are so loud that they are screaming at me through the TV. Now, I do like that he isn't afraid to share how he feels. I just think that he needs to work through this so it won't be so like overwhelming all the time. Because he immediately questions her clothes, like, your dress too short. Is it, sir? Is it? Then her date comes up, and now listen, Sir James is his name. He got, you know, he got small man boobs, but that's okay. You can see it through the type of shirt he had on. If he had a tank top on under there, it would be fine. He is fine. He definitely could get it. I mean, I don't know relationship or nothing with him, but he could get it. I wrote down, why can't he just come in, say hello, and go out? Why do y'all have to have a sit down? And I'm all like, is that the producers? Because poor Sean can't handle all of this. You know what I'm saying? And he sees that Sir James is an attractive man. So that's also adding more anxiety. I feel like that's on purpose, right? Sean is sitting there throwing out like subliminals and whatnot. I'm all like, you, sir, cannot handle what you are getting yourself into. You know, like, you know how this is his lady, this is when he, this is my baby, my lady, this is my whatever. You know what I'm saying? When he introduced this your date. Like, all of that to me is just unnecessary, and it screams, I'm insecure. I don't think she's good enough for me. To me, anyway. But you know, he also admits that he has trust issues. And my thing is, who is his trust issues with? They can't possibly be with LaRonda, because LaRonda hasn't done anything for him to distrust her. At least I don't think they mention no infidelity or nothing. LaRonda makes mention that Sir James is a gentleman, very gentlemanly. And then we see Brittany and Sean, or Sean goes out with Brittany. That is his date. And Brittany seems to be extremely gorgeous to me. I was like, okay, beauty. He immediately shares that, hey, my girl is in here, right? Like, let me prepare you in case the producers didn't. Let me tell you what we're about to be up against. Her and her date are in here already. As a preface, which I could appreciate. Now, I'm going to say that I thought he was doing well there for a moment. He was fidgeting and he was nervous. You could plainly see that. You know, he also was like, you know, I don't understand why they so loud. Like, she ain't never that loud. Which kind of made me think, like, when he walked in with his date, was she intentionally being extra? I'm with the shots, yeah, shots or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is a double shot. Like, he was like, it's unnecessarily loud. He couldn't handle it. And so I kind of feel like, was that to like stand on his nerve? To let him know, like, listen, if you don't marry me soon, as you can see, I'm a hot commodity. Like, was it? What y'all think? Let me know down below in the comments. It could be. I would hope that that's not what she's doing. But is it? But is it? Then, you know, they get ready to leave. They get up, they leave, and as they're walking out, Sir James puts his hand on the small of her back. A very intimate gesture, normally reserved for people you know and people that you are dating, right? Like, he don't know her, he just met her, you know what I'm saying? And Sir James was like, I'm with your girl. Not necessarily, probably just the natural reaction of things. Fellas, let me know down below in the comments, how natural is it? I mean, if there's some fellas watching, ladies, you can answer too. How natural is it for you to immediately put your hand in the small of a woman's back as you guys are exiting? Is it like a guide? You know, in the next episode, he talks about why he did it. But you know what I'm saying? You let me know down below in the comments. We know that Darian is going to take out Kai, and we see them in the truck. He prepares her for the date as well and says, hey, you know, Alexia is going to be there. You see her in her like little confessional, like, I'm not number two, I'm not a side chick, I don't play number two, XYZ, blah blah blah. Like, I don't know how he's gonna handle this, etc. I think this is also when he shares that Alexia has some insecurities about him and Kai, and that he thinks that Kai intimidates Alexia. I'm all like, yo, so now you want to give the girl a heads up, an edge up on your current girl? Like, I think that that was some information that you did not need to share, Darian. I think that you could have kept that to yourself, right? Like, what was the point in that? Somebody help me explain why he would share that with Kai. Anybody, somebody help me understand why he felt that that was a necessary piece of information. So then you see Jessica and Clarence sitting there, and Clarence, you know, has a baby face. So that's how come I'm like, he cute, right? But he, you know, like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But she shares her desires in a mate, that she wants transparency, she wants to be respected, she wants trust. And so my question though is, what does transparency look like? Do you really want them to be as transparent and as honest and as open with their feelings as you think? Because a little later in his transparency, it hurt your feelings. And you said that he went too far. But hold on. So I always want us to think about what it is we're asking for when we ask for transparency. I know I want transparency. I want the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God, so that I can make an informed decision, so that if my feelings are hurt, I can figure out why. Like, I am going to want that for myself. I don't know about y'all. Y'all be hollering you want transparency, but when the brother say something you don't like, you be looking like, well, that hurt my feelings. It might have hurt your feelings, but it was his truth. And now how does that affect you? You get to move according to how you want to. But let me keep going. So, you know, she also talks about how she wants someone who she doesn't argue with, or that she can communicate with, that will listen or whatever, and not go back and forth or have an understanding. And he's like, yo, I don't argue. I don't do that back and forth. I just be quiet until you're able to have a conversation while talking, where there can be an understanding. I inferred that. I figured they vibe a little bit until Eric and Taisha walk in, child. That changed the game just a little bit for pretty Miss Jessica. Like, the whole time I think she stands on her pretty. When Taisha walks in the door with her man, don't mess with my man, you can see she's throwing off her rocker. I'm gonna go give it to you, so don't mess with my man. That's probably more Alexia than Jessica, but I think it's both of them. Only one that really doesn't care seems to be LaRonda, but only a little bit. Hold on. My battery is dying. I'll be right back. Back again with a brand new battery. Okay. Anyway, so we see Eric meet Taisha in the front. And when I see Taisha, I instantly say he's not going to be into her. She is not his type. How do I know? Not because she isn't beautiful, but because she's a little on the more thicker side, right? He's a little shallow in the choices that he makes in women. Y'all can say whatever you want, but that is the perception that I got, and it's fine. We like what we like. So if you want her to look petite and small and, you know, mixed or whatever it is your Jones, so be it. But I know by looking at her that that was not his type. And it was because, not because she wasn't pretty enough, but because she was, you know, 10, maybe 15 pounds heavier than Jessica. Okay, not by much, honey. But she had all the curves in all the right places, so shame on him. Nevertheless, I did write down a question, because one of the questions I wrote was, she's taller than him in heels, right? I believe so is Jessica, and I believe LaRonda is taller than Sean in heels as well. Is that a deterrent? How important is height to you? Y'all excuse Kingston in the background. He's on the game. I told him to close the door, but he didn't. How important is that to you? That your partner be taller than you. Is that a qualifier for you? Like, I will date a man that's a little shorter than me as long as his confidence is tall. However, I do know that we date taller men so that we feel safe and secure. We be like, I want a man that's taller than me. Why? Why? Because it's aesthetically pleasing? Why? You tell me why you want, if that's your thing. Why is it that the man needs to be 6 feet and above? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Because I do like a man that's taller than me. Absolutely I do. I like to be able to wear my 5-inch heels and they not be affected by it. But I dated a guy, what, 2 summers ago, pre-pandemic. He was shorter than me. Lied on his dating profile. Said he was 5'9", but he was more like 5'5", 5'6". I'm about 5'6", 5'7". So put on 4-inch heels. Hello, I'm like 5'11". 6 feet. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you get the picture. So he wasn't uncomfortable with it. However, we went out to this one place and my homegirl was singing and she was like, yeah, you kind of towered over him. I did. He was short. He said he didn't care. When Eric walks in, he surveys the entire room. It gets a little uncomfortable, like I said, for I was gonna call her Ashley, like from Ashley from last season, for Jessica. And she says, let the games begin. And I said to myself, well, that's part of the problem. You want to play a game. Both of y'all really want to play games. This isn't a game. This is a relationship that you're building with someone. And you want to build it, you said, on trust and transparency and all these other things. But here you are talking about playing games. Listen, there's no gameplay. I mean, unless, you know, we playing. In a relationship, you have to be serious about what you want, but also know how to have fun. But when it comes to this, and you're supposed to be growing and evolving and learning things about yourself while you and your partner are out on dates with these other people about yourself, you talking about games. So you're more concerned about him than how you're feeling, so that you know what to process, or even your date, to see if you like what parts of him you like, so that you can say, these are the things that I like. Like, you want to play games? That's why he's not marrying you. That's why you're not getting married. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's take the game playing out. I forgot that some of y'all is savage, right? Forget the whatever she said. I can't think of the song right now. White horse in the carriage. Is that what she say? I can't remember right now, but if y'all do, you know what's up. So, like, seriously, sis. You want to play a game, or you want to be married? You want to play a game, or you want to grow and evolve? You want to play a game, or, you know, be in love and in the space that you want and be happy and healthy and peaceful? You want to play a game? Then be by yourself. You can play all the games all you want by yourself, because playing with people's hearts gets you hurt every time. Y'all better ask somebody, but I know y'all ain't got to ask, because you know what I'm talking about. So as Tynesha and Eric are sitting there, they are having a great time. They talk about, Eric shares that there are trust issues in their relationship and communication problems. Like, that seems to be his going thing. Trust and now communication. And then she went on to say how, asked like, why is it that, or it seems that people are attracted to people who have partners already? Meaning, I don't know how they got to it. Maybe it was about infidelity. I can't remember. It don't even matter, because my question is, I mean, that does seem to be true, right? When you got somebody, everybody comes out of the woodworks and wants to be with you, the old and the new. When you ain't got nobody, it's drier than the Sahara Desert. Sahara Desert? But it be dry, okay? Like cereal with no milk. Dry. Roof of your mouth chafed like Popeye's biscuits without honey or soda. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It seems to have worked that way for me. So when he talks about communication and how important it is, you know, and she agrees, he says, you know, because I like to talk. And the first thing I thought was, talking is different than communicating. Talking, you could say a whole lot of nothing and not care about what anybody is receiving, what anybody is hearing. You're just talking. Like the teacher on Charlie Brown. Like, but communicating is actually hearing, actually listening, actually having an exchange of thoughts and ideas, right? Actually learning about something, actually being open and vulnerable. It is more than just, I don't know if y'all agree with that. And if you don't, you know where to do it in the comments down below. The whole time you can see that he is enjoying himself with Tynesha, that they are having an engaging conversation. He is definitely unbothered and she is unnerved. She cannot keep her eyes off of what's happening over at the table with Tanisha and Eric. As she's leaving, it gives me the, if he sees me, it'll throw him off his rocker. Like he won't be paying attention because he would be concerned about me. But like I said, he's unbothered, really engulfed in the conversation that he's having with Tanisha and enjoying himself. Furthermore, I just thought to myself, if you just live your life and be carefree and happy and enjoy your time, you wouldn't even be concerned about Eric and what Eric is doing. I just really feel like he must be like dicking her down. Like she is dickmatized. Like, gotta be. Or is it his money? Do he got some money in his pocket? Because she is just like on him like white on rice. Like bees to honey. Well, I guess bees make honey. Like flies to shit. That's how much she's like on him. Girl, you can see that he was not fazed. So maybe that should have been your thing too. So then we see Darian and Kai. You know, they get ready to pull up and go in and sit down. They having a little bit of conversation, I suppose. And boom, we see Alexia, and she looks hot, honey. All them legs is out there, little sheer shirt with her bra showing, honey. Her little hat, I can't think of what them little sombreros are called, but everybody is wearing them right now. She looks super cute and more, you know, more feminine. Like her femininity is showing. And I still feel like it's not enough for him when you hear something a little later. Desi is her date. I don't really remember that much. Oh, I do remember Desi. I do remember Desi. Desi had the dreads at the top of his head and the rest was shaved off. I remember Desi. I would go out with Desi. Desi was cute. Cute. When they walked in, Kai seemed a little, Kai seemed a little shook herself when she saw Alexia coming in looking hot. And listen, Alexia knew that I need to be looking like the hottie that I am, because he's attractive to this woman and I need to throw her off her rocker. Like really, like it's all like cat and mouse competition kind of thing between everybody. When Kai asked Darian about, you know, how he was feeling, and he was like, it's uncomfortable, it's horrifying. Oh, this is where he shares that Kai intimidates Alexia, and I really feel like it was inappropriate. This is weird. Not in the truck, y'all, my bad. This is where and it makes it feels like she gets the upper hand. Like, oh, if she's intimidated by me because you like me or whatever, I'm gonna make sure to make it even thick, throw it on thicker. I like that Desi told Alexia, like, I'm feeding off your energy. I don't care about him. I don't care about what he's doing. It's me and you, and so the energy that you give is the energy I'm gonna give back to you. Also, Desi was like, she wants to talk about her boyfriend too much and it's not in the here and now with me on this date. Desi says, you know what, I think you should be focusing on you. And she gets offensive. I'll be focusing on me. I am, like, immediately. And he said, wait a minute, that's not what I mean. I mean 14 years on and off. He playing with you. He playing you. She also did talk about the studio and how he always gone, and say he gonna be back at a specific time and on his way, and he don't come back. And so, you know, like, she don't believe it. She needs somebody that she could talk to about this stuff, and that would be a therapist. I'm sure her girlfriends are tired of hearing about her situation with him, because it's been going on for 14 years on and off. They've been wanted her to leave him alone. So she probably needs a therapist to work through why she's been hanging on so long. I don't know why. I don't know why. Insecurities. Thinking that she can't get someone else. He is dicking her down because he's what she knows. Like, was she a virgin when she first met him? A lot of things kind of go through my mind when I be thinking about them. Like, trying to figure out why she feels like she had to keep going back in circles around me. I'm sorry, circles. I don't know why she kept feeling like she needed to revisit this relationship, and him either, right? Because it's not just her, it's both of them going around in a circle doing the same thing. But hold on. They get up and leave Kai and Darian, and honey, homegirl is grabbing him by the hand, and she was like, what'd she say? Wait, let me make sure I get it right. We're gonna let hands go. We're gonna let hands go. He's all like, I'm not holding her hand, it's her. We're gonna let hands go. How would y'all feel about that? First off, I feel like she should have just focused on her date and not worried about him. But I mean, seeing that, would you have felt a way? You knew he liked him. You knew he liked her. Like, their situation is a lot different than, you know, like, this is hard. Like I said, sitting in the same place with your love interest while they're on a date with someone else cannot be easy. Even if you do all the work that there is to do, even if you get therapy every week, even if you are the kindest person, well thought out, most evolved person in the world, this is not the easiest thing for anybody to do. So then we go to Jessica and Eric's house, and Eric shares that he had one of the best conversations, if not the best conversation ever on this date. And it makes Jessica feel away, right? Like, is it necessary for you to be like, you know, it was, you know what, it might have been the best conversation. It was almost like a dig versus saying, I enjoyed having a conversation with Tynesha and really want us to get to that place. Even though that's something that he did eventually say, I feel like he went about it the wrong way. It was like a jab and a stab in the heart, the way he kept saying, you know, the best. Or he didn't keep saying it, but just saying it one time was enough to shatter somebody's ego. He went on and talk about how, you know, the conversation was so good that he didn't notice them, that they felt like they were in a room by themselves, like they were in their own bubble. And that is how you know that you are having a great conversation and that you are into someone. But he didn't really like her, right? But her conversation was very much intriguing and pulling him in, right? So there was that. And I was like, the purpose of these dates are so you could figure out what you want and if you want to move forward in the current relationship or what's missing. And communication is one of those things. And like I said previously, he could have just told her, I had a great conversation and really want us to get to that space together. And really what I heard was that you're pretty, but you don't pique my interest mentally, right? Really what I heard was, you know what, I think you're beautiful, but there's no substance in our conversation. That is also what she heard, versus what he was saying was, or was trying to convey, is that he wants to be mentally stimulated. And that is exactly what Tynesha did. And that's what he wants them, he wants them to go. Listen, it's a hard listen, and I hope she really heard what he said about being able to communicate. But I also hope that he understands that the way he delivered it was not okay. Was not okay, right? Was not okay. Because she had a little tear, you know, and was like, note taken, which means I heard you. I got it. You ain't got to say it no more. So back at the session. So now they're back in the session. And we start talking to LaRonda and Sean first. And Sean was like, I couldn't get into the date because I was too busy watching them and their conversation. Then had the nerve to take a dig at her date, Sir James, saying that he wasn't her type. He had big muscles, etc., and that she wouldn't like it. Dr. Nicole was like, okay, so this is what we call tactical control. We're gonna first diminish the guy that she's dating. He's got big muscles. She don't like that. Or he's got big muscles. And then try and say what she's not gonna do. She's not gonna date him again. As if LaRonda shares, he's visually appealing and he was a great date. Then it comes up the conversation about Sir James putting his hand on the small of her back. She says she don't remember that. I don't remember that. He ain't do that. We all saw it. He saw it. And maybe because that's something that, what's his name? Sean does instinctually, she didn't recognize it. But I kind of feel like she did, because y'all saw how she moved around when he was doing it. You saw how she was trying a little bit to avoid him putting his hand there. I know I'm not the only one to see it. I know I did not misread that. So she was very much aware of what was happening. So I wanted to be like, girl, stop. But I didn't. I mean, you know, she was trying to save face, and maybe she forgot the football maneuver she was doing to avoid him touching her at all. Top of her back, small of her back, any of her back, okay? Dr. Nicole says to him, listen, let me pull your coattail, because what you should have been doing was focusing on you, managing yourself and your emotions, and that you are going to have to trust her, and the narrative that you keep creating is your narrative, and the more you add to it, the bigger it's going to come to life, or it's going to come to fruition, like in your mind. Even though that might not be happening, that's exactly what you're doing. Alexia was like, you know what, Desi was shot his shot. And Darian has said, you know what, it was a bad idea. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't focus knowing she was over there on a date with a guy. It was no way that I could do that. The end. That's it. Let me see. Somehow, I don't know, I got these notes here is a little jumbled and mixed up. We don't fight fair when we argue. We just fight. I don't know, child. I don't know what I was saying, but it probably makes sense to you if you've seen it. Hell, you might have to rewatch it too, because this is 3 and we on episode 4. And I just thought to myself, you know, oh, because they were arguing, doing the same thing, operating the same circle about what happened and the hand holding and all of that. And all I wrote down was the definition of insanity is doing the same thing you've always done, expecting a different result. We all know that to be true. You cannot keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So now it's time for you guys to figure out how to communicate how you feel and what you want and what your needs are, and see if your partner is going to go with it. So when we get to Jessica and Eric shares that their relationship is missing depth in their communication, and now he's trying to go. He understands that it needs to be more than just outward appearance, that they have more than just their looks to offer, or that even Jessica has more than just her looks to offer. Dr. Nicole says, don't put them in a box as if they are not three-dimensional people and growing. Just kind of paraphrased. Now, who wants to go on a date? Who wants to go on a date with these people again? Darian says yes to Kai, because he didn't give her a fair shot because he was distracted by Alexia. Alexia says no, she wasn't attracted to him, says that and then tells us that it's hard for her to date someone else while she's with him, but she needs to focus on herself and really invest in the dates, right? So remember she was told the homeboy, I do focus on myself. Well, evidently she did some reflecting and was like, maybe I'm not. I need to learn how to enjoy these dates too. Eric said no to Tynesha, though they had great conversations. He's not attracted to her physically. That's not what he said physically, but I added the physical part. Jessica said yes to Clarence because she felt like, again, she didn't give him a fair chance, but I really feel like she said yes to fuck with Eric. Like, you want to throw digs and shoot shots? I'm going to go out with this dude again just so it could get under your skin, because I know that it bothers you and you're a little jealous. When LaRonda starts talking, she says that she starts off with she's concerned. I think that was her confessional, might have been in front, I'm not sure, but she starts to talk about how she's concerned about how Sean is gonna receive what she has to say, and I'm all like, you still thinking about him? But then we go on to episode 4. We pick up right where we left off, and LaRonda's like, fuck his feelings. Yes, I want to go out with Sir James again. When asked how he felt about it, Sean was like, listen, I want her to do what she wants to do. And then he turns around and says he wants to go out with Brittany again. And say yes, because he didn't get a chance to really, you know, go out with her because he was distracted by the date with Sir James and his girlfriend LaRonda. Listen, Dr. Nicole said, is there jealousy I see? Now see, I didn't think she was specifically talking to Eric. I thought she was talking to both LaRonda and Eric, because she kind of gave a side eye and rolled her eyes, because it felt like, oh, you just going out with her as a dig, right? In addition, because he was originally saying he doesn't want to play with fire, and I wrote down that they're actually both very jealous. However, LaRonda hides hers differently, or hides hers better. And I say that because she said, okay, we'll see where it takes you. Like, if you weren't jealous and you really wanted him to be part of this process wholeheartedly, and you wanted the same reciprocation for yourself, guess what? That would not have been a thing that you would say, well, see where it takes you. You want him to sit and wait with you and twiddle his thumbs waiting on you while you go on your dates. Okay, girl. Unrealistic. I'm sorry, y'all. I wanted a Snickers. My son bought me a Snickers. So this week, Eric and Alexia will focus on their communication, while everyone else will have repeat dates. Dr. Nicole asked, how do you feel about this, Alexia, about him going out with Kai again? And she said, I want him to go because that's what he wants to do. You know, listen. Okay, girl. You could be honest and be like, I'm nervous about him going. He's going a lot, but you know, I guess I need to focus on stuff for me. And I think that that's where they all need to find a space. Like, while they're out on these dates, instead of focusing on these dates, do some self-work, go do some stuff that you love to do, enjoy your own company. Because listen, when you live with somebody, sometimes they too much and you be needing a break. But there they go, they right there. Hello, hi. So then we see Jessica and Eric, and they're leaving, and Jessica got the nerve to talk about how some people are super duper insecure. Girl, listen, pot, stop talking about the kettle. Both of y'all black, okay? One might be a little more used and abused, one might be brand new, but I'm gonna just tell you, it's the same color. Y'all both are insecure. There is no levels of insecurity. Insecure is insecure, in my opinions. And if you, in my opinions, no S, in my opinion, if you disagree with that, I know where you can do it in the comments, okay? I feel like how people be like, a sin is a sin. Insecure is insecure, no matter what level of insecurity it is. She did say that it was hard for her. And I also said, again, that she took that second date to push his buttons, because you can see how they talk about it in the car. So then we see Alexia and Jerry and honey, and they go toe to toe in the bedroom. Alexia asked what she thought about the session, and the next, what you thought, what you learned. The next thing you know, he's saying, I feel like we need to have more sex. We need to be more intimate. Let me say that. That's what he said. We're intimate outside the house. There's PDA. But when we get home, it's nothing. We need more cuddling, more kissing, more horizontal mamboing. That it's not like it used to be, you know, when it was fresh, when they had that new relationship energy, when everything was exciting and you couldn't get enough of one another. He said in his confessional that sex is the way that you show your love to your partner. That alone tells you that his love language is physical touch. He said that the fire they used to have has now simmered and gone out. And then they start talking about how they have a condo together, and she says the things that he says, his story is not adding up. The math is not mathing. He's saying 1 + 1 is 3 when everybody knows that it's 2. Like, what's up? And then explains to us what that means. That he may say, I'm gonna be home in 45 minutes, and then don't get there until the next day. I kind of think that they really don't live together. Like, the condo is his and that house is hers. Like, I feel like they in real life don't live in that same house together. The way the dynamic is going, I don't think that they live together. Like, because there's no way you're gonna text me and tell me you're already out of town and we live together. There is no fucking way. And even if we don't live together and we are in a committed monogamous relationship, even if we're in a committed polyamorous relationship, any kind of shit that we are in that is intimate in any fashion, if I mean something to you and we've been doing this merry-go-round for 14 years, I don't think, if we're together, I don't think that you would share with me when you got to Texas, to, I don't know, Michigan, to Illinois. I don't think that you would be telling me that, oh, I'm in Illinois. Sir, hello? I'm sorry, what? And then I would still be around. Because you might be telling me that, but I'm not going to be sitting here waiting. If it's an emergency, you would be telling me day of, right? I'm on my way there. I got to go because X, Y, and Z happened. Like, so though he's doing these things, she is allowing them. These are the boundaries that she set. No boundaries. And when she said something about it, he did it again. And she didn't make any moves. She still was with him. Or broke up with him, and then, you know, a year later they got back together. However, their 14-year on again, off again relationship worked. Whatever she did, y'all, the sun is coming. Whatever she did was not enough to let him know that she was not about to be played around in this fashion. And because of how he moves is the reason that she's not intimate with him. Like, if you constantly telling me one thing and doing another, I'm starting to feel like you got some other stuff going on that I just don't want to be a part of. You did not share it with me. You did not say. Why would I want to be intimate when I think you might be putting my life in danger out here with the groupies and the huzzies and the whoever else is going to give it to you up in the air? That's not the relationship she signed up for. Then he starts talking about, child, what about the people who, that your friend that be putting hearts on your IG underneath your comments and stuff? IG will break up a relationship with someone who is insecure, but I really feel like he was just trying to find something. But it, you know, later we find out that maybe, just maybe, it is bothering him that this chick has male friends, because she's all like, he supports me, and he's all like, he wants to fuck you. Like, it is a difference. He's supporting you because he is trying to get them draws, is what he's saying. But she's saying he does everything you don't. She expresses in her like little confessional that this may be the last time, their last go round, the last time they go in circles. I don't know, girl, we finna see, ain't we? Darian says there is no peace. All we have, we love each other, but LOVE, there's a mini relationship that people are together just because they love each other, but they don't have no peace. I got a couple points. He's right. Love is not always enough to sustain a relationship. I can love you with everything I have, but you aren't good for me. There's some toxicity in our relationship. We're always arguing. We can't find common ground. Like, there's always a tug of war. Like, love isn't always enough to stay, especially if you both aren't going to do the work. I feel like love is patient and kind, right? You know, all doesn't boast and brag, all those things. I really feel that I feel that to be true. But I also say love is an action word. So if there's an issue, then we are going to work on this together. That's what they have therapy and counseling for. But black people are so afraid to go as if it means you have an issue. Well, you do. You need somebody to talk to. So go take your ass to therapy. Get a neutral person to listen to what you have to say as a couple and individually. You heard me? It is going to be beneficial to you and to your relationship. The end. Because I know I don't want to be anywhere where my peace is disturbed. If I love you or not, I want out. My peace is valuable to me. And if you want peace too, and you want this relationship to work, then you're going to find your peace, and our peace together is going to make a happy home. Oh, child. Do you think that love is enough? I gave you my thoughts. I want to know what yours is. Is love enough to sustain a relationship? through, I mean, because you think about it, I love you, but he beating your ass. You staying? Some people do. I feel like that's not enough. Love is not enough. You're not going to be putting your hands on me. And I stay. It's also, do you love yourself? Because some of these things show that you don't value yourself and your worth. And that's why the love of someone else, however they're showing it or what twisted way it seems to be love, that's also why we stay. Because there's not enough of the ultimate kind of love, self-love. Hold on. So then you see him and Kai go on a date, child, and he had the nerve to say he needed her feminine energy after what had happened with Alexia. She is not feminine enough for him. He wants someone that is soft and, you know, I'm not gonna demure, you know. Listen, and for him, Kai must carry too much masculine energy for her to say that, which is not fair. Like, we are all duality. And right now, Kai, you just met her. You don't really know her. Kai told us that she's 34 with 2 kids and that she didn't struggle and started from the bottom. Now she here because she's trying to get a beauty bar and all of that. So you think that woman don't know how to step into the side of masculinity, that duality, to get shit done as a single mother? The devil is a lie. She does. But what you see in front of her, in front of you, is her putting her best foot forward. I don't want to say it like this, but I'm going to say it like this. For a black woman, because that's the only people I know, because that's where I'm talking from. For a black woman to be soft and feminine, what do we have to feel? Someone told this to me and it resonated with my soul. We need to feel safe and secure. In order for me to be my most feminine, operate in my most divine femininity, baby, let me tell you, I have to feel safe and secure with you. That's a word. And I want to thank you for that word. Thank you very much. Because it's true. The safer we feel, the more we can relax and allow them to be our most feminine self. Even if we lead in the relationship, if they make you feel safe and secure on whatever dynamic or terms that you guys have, you would still feel safe and secure. I didn't like that Kai had said, if she asked you to stop seeing me, would you? And he was like, no, I didn't like it. It was like she needed reassurance and validation that he actually liked her, and it was almost like, oh, you're choosing me over your current girl. That's how I felt. If you felt differently, share those thoughts with me down below in the comments. We then go and see Sean with Brittany, and she has him meet him at the studio so that he could see her in her element. She has a nice voice. He comes in, he's like, I feel like I'm a groupie on the front row watching her. And then they talk and they realize that they have a lot in common. He does tell her right off the top, I'm a crier. I don't think she know how much though, sir. Crying is cleansing, right? Crying is good for the soul. And a lot of times crying is an indicator that there's too much, that you got too much going on and you need to let it out, process it. Like I always say, feel your feelings. Feel them, cry, feel them, work through them, understand them. So crying, I don't think necessarily is a bad thing. I think that he needs to understand why he's feeling the emotions that he is. He was like, you know what, I gotta go. You know, I'm gonna leave. I know you got more stuff to do, blah, blah, blah. Because he felt like he was connecting with her. And in her confessional, she was like, you know what, I hope to see him again. Hope to go on another date with him. But I don't know where I stand. Like, it was like a dash and go. Fellas, like, don't be, if you want to see us again, don't be leaving us in this quandary. Like, does he like me? Don't. But then shit, ladies, we do that more than men do. I hope I see you again. I really had a great conversation with you. All these things are ways to indicate that I'm interested in you, right? I feel like it's really important for women to share because men always be guessing. You see Jessica and Clarence, they go to do some working out, and baby's got a body, right? They have some conversations. You know, she says that he's flirting with her, but it's not overtly. She likes the way that he's doing that. You know, it doesn't make her feel like sexualized. It's pretty much the right term. He had a tattoo of his wife's name. She asked, they talked about why they weren't together. You know, I don't really remember what that was. Then he asked about Eric and why, you know, they hadn't gotten married, and he asked, and you're beautiful and intelligent and smart, whatever, all this stuff, and he hasn't asked you yet, etc., etc. And she's like, he don't need to worry about him, he needs to worry about himself. Well, you was just worried about his ex Dana asking what happened. Listen, stop it. When you see, we go to Alexia and Darren's house next. Dr. Nicole comes for a visit. Chaos ensues, okay? Chaos ensues. Fire everywhere. Sound the alarm, okay? Where is the fire department? It's so hot up in here. So when they come in, you know, Dr. Nicole visits and says, hey, I hear you guys are having issues. Tell me about what's going on so I can see how we can help, how I can help you. Darren starts it off and says something like she doesn't trust me or doesn't believe me or be thinking I'm lying or something. And then Alexia picks up and explains why. Like I said earlier, the math ain't mathing. The picture you're painting is not clear. The sum of the numbers are not adding up. It just don't seem right, specifically during All-Star Weekend. She shared a lot of stuff, right? She said he was supposed to be to her at 10:11, but did not hear from her till 10. Did not hear from him, excuse me, until the next day at around 10 or 11. They were supposed to meet up. He was coming to the condo, etc., etc. But what happened? He did not show up. No call, no show. And y'all know a no call, no show at work will get you fired unless you are what? Sick, in jail, and even that might be in jail, or dead. Okay, and none of them three things were what he was. You oversleep, no call, no show, it's a problem. Soon as your ass is waking up, you calling and trying to show up. Like, and this is not like a one-off event. This is a recurring event for him. They are going back and forth, and he is just calling her a liar, you a liar. I'm all like, that is so disrespectful to be sitting there calling her a liar like that. Like, I don't like it. I'm not here for it. I don't like it. Why you doing it? I wrote down, he does not communicate well. He deflects, he manipulates, and he blames. He does not take real accountability for his behavior and the things that he does and how it could possibly affect his girlfriend. He's all like, you know, she was like, I don't know what Dr. Nicole said, but whatever she said made him say the reason she reacts the way she does is because she wants to be married. We find out that he has 3 children and 2 baby mamas, and that, you know, she was like, I want a family. I'm 34. I want a family. I want to be married. I don't want to be like them. I want you to commit to me. And he's got 2 years to do it. Honey, he's had 14 years to do it. You giving him 2 more years? Okay, girl. And you know, he had those kids on you, or I guess when he was off, when y'all was off, he had them 3 kids on you and them 2 girlfriends. Okay. Again, you set the boundary. You get to determine. You get to say what's good, what's okay, what's not. He then told her that she was not marriage material. That, I mean, how much more do you want him to tell you that he doesn't want to marry you? He's been saying he don't want to be rushed into it. He's seen how it's ruined relationships, etc. But his words out of his mouth is, you are not marriage material. And for me, even if you guys fix whatever your issue is, he's still going to say you are not marriage material. Because he went on to say, let's fix our issue. Let's fix the problem. And Dr. Nicole says that they need to learn how to relate in regards to communication and communicating with one another. Alexia admits she shuts down and does not say anything else, and then just like sweeps things under the rug. But she needs to find her voice. That she needs to get her some blue agate crystal to help with her throat chakra. Okay, so that she can be able to share what she is feeling. Blue agate to help with her throat chakra. Sometimes we all have an issue with articulating our thoughts and ideas and our feelings, especially with people we love and people we want to be in relation with. Sometimes it can be hard, but there's always a way to share what you feel, and I feel like we should. It's hard we need to figure out how to do it. For me, I have to process what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling so that I can articulate it so you can understand it, so that I'm not upset while I'm sharing the information with you. Then we see LaRonda and Sir James. They go bowling. They're both pretty much competitive. I was like, again, he is fine. He is fine. She asked him about the small of his back, that whole issue. She was like, I didn't even remember. He called him a dragon. You know, it was kind of something. She asked about when was his last relationship, and he said 4 years ago, and that she was trifling and she cheated on him or whatever. She shares that Sean is insecure. Again, it's some information that I don't feel like you should be sharing, because what benefit is it to this person that you're dating to know that Sean is insecure? What benefit is it for you? Especially if you know that at the end of this, you're still going to be with him. So James asked her, can it be fixed? And she said, yes, with work, it can be fixed. Anything can be fixed if you both are willing to work at it. If you're both willing to do the work that's required. And that work starts with you, right? Being able to listen and hear and understand, being able to process your own emotions, being able to talk about that, and then kind of works together. Sometimes you got to do it simultaneously because you're already married, but nonetheless, the work can be done. I agree. If you put effort in, it'll always work. She did say the opposite of that. Sir James is the opposite of Sean. He is extremely confident, and that's something that she likes. So then we get to the session. We start off with Alexia and Darian first. And what they said was that after she left, things calmed down. They calmed down and they actually had a conversation. Alexia felt like she was heard, that he understood what she was saying. And then he went on to show her photos of the events and the timeline, and she saw that he was asleep. Dr. Nicole gave that painting analogy where, you know what, you have to make sure that the picture is clear, that this is purple, this is blue, this is pink. Otherwise, we got her thinking it's turquoise and green and yellow, and that ain't nowhere in the picture. You have to be able to articulate what's happening so she has a great picture, a clear understanding of what's going on. I like the analogy. Dr. Nicole talks about the nouns. She calls them the nouns, the person, the place, and the things. First, you focus on you, and then you deal with the person, the place, the thing. So pretty much, Darian, deal with your emotions and how you're feeling. Process that shit. Understand where it's coming from and why. And then what? Then you can deal with the outside forces. Because once you deal with your own shit, guess what happens? Those things don't really bother you much anymore. I mean, it comes up. Don't get me wrong. All the work that I've done, I still have my insecurities. They do still resurface. Sometimes they come back and it's like nagging in the back. And I have to go back and do some work. If I wait too long, it'll be feeling like I'm starting from the beginning. Then we see Erica and Jessica. They need to learn how to resolve conflict. He said to her that he can ask her for her advice. She would give it, and it's the same that he would think, so it's useless. Excuse me? So because the solution that I had aligned with something that you said or something you thought about is no longer useful because you thought about it already, you can't just say, oh babe, I thought about that, and then I ran down this trail, this avenue to see if it would work, and it does not. You got anything else? Let's brainstorm together. You don't have to. That was very, for me, very belittling. Like, I don't want to be with a man that does not value my opinion, that thinks the things that I say is useless, that thinks that I'm unable to communicate. Wait, what are we doing? That thinks that I don't know how to be vulnerable. What are we doing? Why are we here? Why am I with you? And him saying that is very hurtful and would make you not want to fucking communicate. When you dismiss me, no sir, no ma'am, no thank you. You will not be dismissing me today or ever. Do not. For me, being dismissed is a big faux pas and will instantly bring out the dragon. Do not dismiss me, please, and thank you, never ever. Dr. Nicole gives him some advice like, listen, create opportunities for her to share her thoughts and ideas and feelings. I mean, again, she could probably use some blue agate too to help her with her throat chakra. Chakra, to help open it up and for her to be able to speak how she feels. But anybody that's belittling like this, I don't want it. I don't want it. Because I got shit to say. I got opinions and thoughts and ideas, and I be thinking they good ass shits. Like, don't be shutting me out. She asked LaRonda, it's time about the dates. LaRonda, do you want to go on another date with Sir James? She says no. Because she felt like she was doing all the communicating, that she was asking all the questions, trying to get him to talk, and that's not what she wants. Sean said his date was fire. But I don't want to do it because I don't want to test the water, right? It was a great date. I don't want to put myself in a position that is going to cause me to do some things that I'm going to regret. Dr. Nicole says, okay, so you don't trust yourself. And that's the point of this. You need to put yourself in situations that are uncomfortable so that you can grow, so that you can see if in fact this is something that you want to be in your current relationship. So he goes on and says that, you know, he feels that his relationship, the foundation is strong, and okay, I agree, and yes, okay. Jessica says no, because Clarence doesn't excite her. She needs excitement, and that Eric brings her a lot of excitement. When she asked Darian if he wanted to go on another date with Kai, he started off with yes. No, I think she asked first, do you think that you could be with her? Could you see yourself with her? He said, if I met her before I met Alexia, yes. Because it's easy. I could see myself with her because it's easy. And all I could hear was easy like Sunday morning. Easy. Like easy. Easy was a punch in the gut. Easy was a hit in the throat. Easy knocked her down, and me too. And let me tell you why it did. For the same reason she said. We've been together for 14 years. On and off. And it ain't never been easy. That's a gut punch. Like, you keep coming back to me, but it ain't never been easy. And when she said that it had never been easy, on again, off again, and you ain't never said it was easy, then I said, why are you in it? If you've never had moments that were easy and felt like they flowed naturally, why are you still in this relationship? Please explain that to me, Alexia, because I don't want to be in nothing that is hard and strained and causes me pain and hurts me the entire time. Why are you still in this? Did he do some voodoo on you? Is there a doll? What did he do that makes you think that you have to continue to be with this man? Because you are a beautiful woman who can likely get a man that she wants, how she wants, what she likes, that's going to communicate with her, of course, after she does a little bit of work herself. Like, I just don't get it. He said that this is a that Kai challenges him, and he's ready to get back in the lion's den, and it's going to help them, and and he's committed to the situation. I was like, this is so contradictory. He ain't making not nan lick of sense, honey. And just like that, she was like, you want to know my honest opinion? Eric, move your feet, honey. And she sashayed her ass right out of there, because she's like, you not finna embarrass me. You're not finna do this. He did go after her, but you wrote down, you talking about he ain't gonna embarrass you. He embarrassing you for 14 years, on again, off again, on again, off again. 1, 2, 3 babies and 1, 2 baby mamas, on again, off again, not calling you, on again, off again. I'm already out of town, on again, off again. Pop up the next day and I'm supposed to be there. Been there, done that, don't ever want to do it again. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Listen, thank you so much for watching my review of Put a Ring on It, Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this episode. Specifically, I want to hear about this Darian and Kai and Alexia situation. Like, the way he treats her. Like, sir, I don't like how he talks to her. I don't like how he actually feeds her insecurities, right? Like he actually, every episode you can see him like fueling the fire of her insecurities, like, and she's just accepting it and absorbing it instead of working on it so that she can be unfazed and unbothered like Eric. If it's your first time visiting my channel, click the subscribe button, become a ray of sunshine. Right there is the notification bell. Click it too so you're alerted of the videos I upload moving forward. Like the video because you like me. I mean, you like my hair, you like my crystal, you like my lipstick, you like my earrings, you like me, you like the video specifically. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends so they can come and comment and we can all have a conversation like the ray of sunshines we are. I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you. Even if you don't know what that is for yourself, hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.